we're gonna build this PAX unit much easier than the way the instructions tell you to. I find it's absolutely ridiculous. They always change the PAX, and every time they change them, they make them cheaper. Like parts that used to be metal are now plastic. Very annoying. But this most recent change it's frustrating and it's completely unnecessary. What they're wanting you to do, I'll just show you the box is here. Let's pull out the first parts. They're wanting you to use the brace, position it on the wall first, blah, blah, blah. It's just, why? Like, as long as you have your measurements and you bought the correct PAX unit, you're fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull out all the stuff, okay? Get all my pieces out. I'm sorry to pick this up, I didn't mean to do that. Most of the stuff is just packaging. You got your parts that you're gonna need. Open that up. Oh, here's another piece. Here's another piece. This is for finishing, so we'll just leave those aside. And here's the point of difference. So let me get this camera back. Pop on your own cameraman. Camera woman. Okay, so let's get this up. The one thing you're gonna want to pay attention to, yes, the arrows. Like, put it up the right way. Let's start off not stupid. Not saying to not listen to the arrows. And I'm not wearing my contractor boots. So hope I don't squish my toes. I'm not really doing anything crazy. I'm just putting some IKEA together. Okay, let's get rid of this box. Let's open this up right now. Uncle always said, cut to your chum, not your thumb. As in cut away. Okay, so I got my little parts here. I like to open this up and dump everything in so I can see it all. Okay, so anyway, organize your stuff. Don't spill it on the floor. Keep it in the little box there. Do yourself a favor. Let's cut this open. They tell you to rip it and be careful because they don't want you to scratch your PAX unit. I'm experienced enough to use a X-Acto knife, so I'm just going to cut it towards the raw edge. Oh, was that you? They don't want you. Set the alarm for when? No, Siri, I'm making a video. Stop interrupting me.
Okay, I won't.
Okay, so basically, I'll just explain the idea here. They have kind of this accordion setup, and it can fall, so be careful when you open it. They have the backboard. Use your footsies. Open that dude up. So see, it's kind of like an accordion. It opens up like this. The idea is once this is flat and pushed out, it supports it. And the bottom plate is going to be that one, and the top plate is going to be the one that supports it. So they wanted you to do the back brace first. We're not doing that. We're going to do the foot first. That is pretty darn easy. So the front plate is the white plate with the little nodule. Can you see me? I think so. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one in first. Basically get the shape of it. This like that. Open. I just put that there to brace me. Put the front one on. Even though we're going to turn to page 14. Hopefully all the PAX unit booklets are the same. Considering how cheap they are, I'm pretty sure that they would just want you to use the same booklet. So it should be page 14. You see these little dudes? They got these little like adjustable feet at the bottom. They open up. They're pretty good as is. I haven't had to adjust them. You're going to install these first, okay? So we're going to put these in the back. We're going to go and push those as instructed. Page 14. You can't really see what I'm doing. Putting this into the holes. And you see they're kind of like L's, like Tetris L's. So you're going to put that in to the hole and you're going to push to the back, okay? So in and right to the back. So those are in bracing the back. Then we're going to grab these little blockers, and they go in alongside it and push down. So we're going to go in, and we're going to put these in, and we're going to push them down. Now, if you find them at all hard to push down, it's just because your first little black guys, the little leggies, aren't pushed as back far as possible. You might think they are, they look like they are, but they're not. They're a little bit right to the millimeter for sure. They're proving that I'm Canadian, okay? Millimeter. So push, push, push. That goes right to the back. Okay, got that. Now those little leggy things have these little squiggle dudes on the side. So you're gonna push this down onto the little squiggle dudes. These are the squiggle dudes. So it's like this. It's like this in the IKEA thing. So you're actually using the little groove here and you're sliding that right down as such. So let's do that. Again, this is an instruction book and that's pretty straightforward. Line her up and push her down. So that's kind of your brace. That's now braced. Now we're going to move over to page 16. And remember, I was just put this in the front just to give myself a brace. Okay, so now we're going to go and we're going to repeat what we did in the back. Little leggies down, the little adjustables down. So let's pull this guy out for myself because now I got that guy bracing me, right? So I'm going to go put these little guys in, push them to the front just like I did before. Same thing. These little guys in, foot down, push to the front just like I did before. As much as possible. I could use a little mallet just to do that. Now, do I need any front ones? I think these go in last if memory serves. I think it's these guys that go in next. And you push it down. So it goes in and it gets pushed down, okay? That's where you really feel it secure and they should be level. You can just feel it. It's good enough. Okay, so still on page 16, it's these next little clips. So, are these the black clips they have or the other ones? The white clips. Okay, so little white clips. These guys are going in the back. Now I wonder if we can see this. Okay, so your white front plate has a groove here, like a little rail, and this essentially slides right into it and snaps in, okay, the very top groove. So just put it in the groove and you'll be able to push that. You can feel it's tight and you can kind of feel like but it doesn't feel tight, you know? Again, plastic parts. Drives me nuts, plastic parts. Like, come on. Okay, clips or the back clips? The back clips. These little guys, if you see, you got little half circles exposed. These little black clips are going in there and you're basically going to tilt it, kind of just tilt it and snap it in. So you're going to move forward, your motion's kind of, and you're going to snap it in, okay? Best way to go about it, just forward and back, snaps in. And the reason I'm going forward and back is I'm trying to catch that backboard, this flimsy, cheap backboard. That's it. And they want me to do pegs in the top of these. So you got a peg here, and you got a peg in here, ta-ta. And you have pegs in the back? You have any more pegs? No, just the two pegs. Pegs in the front, which is kind of interesting because you have the holes in the back ones, but remember IKEA just kind of mass produces parts. So even though there might be a feature on a part, it doesn't mean that you actually need it in a step, which is always a lot of fun. Okay, so here's the benefit of having the bottom off. You can just kind of put your ladder in to get closer if need be. Okay, so these little plastic guys, you're going to see an R and an L. Can you guess what that stands for? Ha ha ha. Okay, so left and right. Which one's right? R. Left and right. And you'll see the little peg holes and you'll see the little guy that lifts up. Okay, so you're going to put this into the top two peg holes. Technically, it's peg hole number 1 on the top, number 2 you skip, and then number 3 it goes in. Take a look. So it goes, it goes in peg hole 1 and 3, and this little wing here flaps, okay? And it's good to push it down because you're going to need it down when you're putting the ceiling of the PAX unit on, okay? That's how it looks. Okay, so your ceiling piece has a nice clean top This is actually the top, and this is the inside. And you'll notice there's little holes here, which your little wing there, flappy things get stuck into this, okay? So we're gonna go do this at the top. Let's go put this in. Similar concept where the pegs line up and slide forward. The only thing we need to pay attention to is that those little wings are underneath the like in our part of the we'll call it the ceiling, right? The ceiling, the roof, the ceiling. Does that make sense? Kind of gives a little word legend before I get started. Now I went over because I'm just being silly and being hilarious. Okay, so let's keep this lined up. One's in, one's in, one's in. And we want the wings to be able to see them. Sometimes if you're sliding it in, they can go onto the roof rather than being visible in the ceiling. So let's get those nice and tight. Get that forward. Go to the other side first. Come on. There we go. I don't have the strongest thumbs, and yet I can do this. Again, a mallet helps. If you got a mallet. Probably have a mallet in here somewhere. Okay, so my mallet's in the basement. I don't feel like going down there. Here's a hack, because not all of you may not have a mallet. You may need to use a regular old hammer. So take the cardboard that came with your PAX and just use it to soften the blow. Okay, that's going to do it perfectly. There you go. That way you're not messing up your PAX. But you got the job done with tools on hand. Yes. Now those little wings, they're going to snap right inside. You got to just push them in with your thumb. Easier said than done, clearly. Ugh. Butt view, there we go. Right hand's always stronger than my left hand. Come on. Man, my weak little thumbs. Okay, those are in. Let's take a peek at those so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so those have been pushed in. Little wings are gone. They're now pushed in. Okay, so I zoomed in because this is my workaround. This is probably the biggest point of difference the way I install the PAX units. Actually, we're gonna pull it out a little bit because I gotta get in behind there. Bend both fairly well for your little bar here. I'm bending both because I'm gonna go behind and kind of grab it out, okay? That's why I pulled my PAX unit away from the wall. So there we go. And she needs to be bent a little bit more. Very good and tight. It almost sits by itself. Very good and tight. You can see it's just resting. Now I'm going to go and fasten them into the little center of that plastic piece we put in that had the wings. This part is in the instructions. This part is easy. Got my gear, got my washer, and got my screw. So they're also not magnetized, which I kind of hate, but whatever is what it is. I like when screws actually, like, you can work with a magnet on your tool. Okay, you're not able to see this because I'm right-handed. And I'm going to do the right one first. I'm just going to get it started. Ugh. Just started. Not tightening anything yet. Oops, wrong pocket. Make a little sandwich. My screw, my gear, my washer. It's like a crown. It sits up. Some grip. See if I can see this. I hate doing my left hand. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it. Okay, let me see if I can do this. My left hand. Balance it all. Oh yeah. That's That's the impact gun for you. Okay. Now let's get this placed. Whoa! Mamma mia! Mama! Ooh, okay, now I'm sweating. There's a lot of holding and trying to get a grip. It's hard. I'm not left-handed. I'm very bad with my left hand. So basically, I've screwed it on. I've done that part after. And it's, most importantly, it's in place. Because I can tighten everything up after. It is tight and it's straight. That's what I needed. Because it's going to act as my support once I actually choose where it's going to be on the wall. So, with that said, we can keep the floor off. But I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So make sure you can see. Okay, so I'm kind of building this little corner here. This is going to have like a partition wall and wallpaper, whatever. So basically, I have my unit without the floor in. I'm going to just move it around. It's pretty stable, right? So look at me. I can move it around carefully. If I had my floor on, it would be even more stable. But I can now position it where I want it. Let's say it's here. Little fake wall that we made. Okay. I'm happy with it. I like it. I level it. I measure it. Amazing. Now what I'm going to do is get my pencil. I'm going to get my pencil, and you're going to see that I'm actually holding a Sharpie because you're not watching me, you're listening to me. And I'm going to mark where my plugs are going to go. So I'm going up here, and I like where my PAX unit is, and now I'm marking where my plugs are going to go. So it's completely marked. I'm happy with the position. I'm happy with everything. I could do a test run. I could even put the doors on at this point and make sure I kind of like where it is, and I'm happy with it. Then it's just, again, it's that fail safe, right? Like, can you imagine doing the first step that they tell you to do and then hating where it's positioned or realizing it's an inch too far apart from another one or whatever it might be? Again, slowly move it out. I see my marks. Now I could have a stud there, I might not. But now I can go and do my plugs. Now these are the ones I prefer. I don't like the ones IKEA gives. I'm gonna go do these. Make sure my arrow's up so it works properly. Hopefully there's no, well, actually I hope there is a stud, but if there's not, I'm good. Arrow is up. Nice. Right in line. You'll see now. It is right in line with even the marks on the IKEA system there. Bracket. Back to my IKEA toolbox, because my little box I made, they do have washers that I'm going to use, even though I'm going to use my own screws because I prefer my own plugs. And these ones I already did with all these PAX in this room here. So I know that it fits well, okay? Make sure the head of whatever screws you're using, if you use your own, just make sure they fit well. And then we got the little, actually, you know what? Whoa, let's do the plastic guys first. So we have these. It's good to have all your tools together anyway. So we keep getting up and down the ladders. We have those ready to go. Let's get the little plastic guys from our toolkit. Okay, because we probably don't want it super tight in case we have to get our fingers in there. So these little plastic guys are next, and these are on, what page are these on? These are on page 26. Yeah, page 26. Okay, they kind of want you going sideways and figuring it out. So you kind of got to go in and turn. Slide in and then bend it and turn it up. Actually, I should show you that. This is probably simple, but just in case you're getting stuck, you'll see what they look like. So I went sideways and then I turned it up, and then I'm going to kind of push this in with my nail actually, while holding a camera. There you go, like that, okay? Up and in. Okay, so those are both in. Now I'm going to just finish with my washer and my own screw, not IKEA screw. Rotation's on the right way. And let's put it in. I'm now fastened to the wall where I want it, 100%. Nice. Okay. That is that. It is now where I want it, fastened to the wall. No error. Not taking it down. It didn't match up right. I just hate that setup. Okay. Can you see the bottom? Now we're going to snap the bottom on. Okay. So the bottom, you recall, had the 2 pegs in the front. So you see the front, you see the back. Nice clean front, 2 peg holes. Yes, there are holes in the back, but we're not using those for whatever reason. There's nothing in the box, there's nothing in the instructions about it. So it should line up. Beauty. And you do have 2 little finishing spots, which I believe you should be able to screw something in there, but they didn't give us any nails, and they could have just forgot. I don't recall getting them for any of my PAX units. And this is the previous one I did with a door and what it looks like. Exact same setup. Even including my little temporary handle. Okay.